Mykonos, Greece. A dream island or somewhere between dream and reality. Somewhere you enjoy the peace, somewhere you enjoy glassy water, somewhere to be yourself. If you think you know Mykonos, think again. Even the most seasoned Mykonos travelers probably haven't ventured into its furthest reaches, be it beaches, only accessible by rugged tracks, farms showcasing a traditional way of life, open-air cinemas screening box office hits, or sunken shipwrecks now home to an abundant marine life. Some of the best things to do in Mykonos include exploring pretty Mykonos Town, stopping by its windmills for a photo, and spending long lazy days on the beach with a high probability of them turning into late-night parties. In this video and the next one, you'll find some of the best things to do in Mykonos in 2025. Whether you're a regular traveler or it's your first time visiting the island, from the best eating, drinking, dancing, and selfie-taking spots to inspiration for more off-the-beaten-track experiences on the island. So stay with me in this video and smash the like and subscribe button. Here we go. Mykonos Town, also known as Kora, is one of those places that truly has it all. Buzzing bars and restaurants, its fair share of sea views that come into their own at sunset, and picturesque streets where colorfully painted balconies and flowing bougainvillea hang from whitewashed buildings along each and every one of the small winding lanes. And then there's the shopping. Independent stores selling locally made art sit side by side with high-end boutiques showcasing coveted Greek brands, as well as global designers with perhaps some of their prettiest stores in the world. There's so much to love about Mykonos Town, yet its camera-worthy shots at every turn are responsible for both its success and its downfall. Visit during peak summer and you'll be jostling with thousands of tourists doing the same. Avoid the crowds by visiting in the early morning or veering off into the lesser trodden but still very pretty back streets. Two of the most famous sites in Mykonos, Little Venice and the Mykonos windmills, are located side by side on the west of the island, right at the heart of Mykonos Town. Both are centuries old, and both have become an island trademark. They say if you can't beat them, join them. And there's no beating the crowds of people who gather here to snap selfies, especially during sunset. So you know what to do. Get up close and personal with the windmills via a few minutes walk up a slight hill. Or, for a better way to do it, book a table at one of the Little Venice bars to take in both of the famous sights in comfort. Kako Mykonos is one of the best spots to sink into for the early evening. Ask for a waterside table. It's a very Greek thing to spend a long summer evening watching a movie under the stars, and there's a charming way to do it, right in the heart of Mykonos Town. Although just a few minutes walk from Little Venice, it's easy to miss Kine Manto, an open-air cinema, unless you know where you're going. Follow the winding pathways of Kora to the small gated garden and settle in for the evening. There's also a restaurant hidden away in a tree-shaded courtyard, serving Greek classics including souvlaki, kebab, salads, and seafood. Eat, drink, swim, dance, repeat. The beach clubs of Mykonos are legendary and one of the main draws for tourists during the summer months. And it's no wonder when Mykonos has the formula down to fine art. Long, sun-filled days are spent dipping in and out of the sea and relaxing on plush sunbeds, Fine whining and dining at the touch of a button or the flick of a hand. As the sun starts to set, the party really gets going with champagne sparklers, a C&B scene crowd, and DJs steering the amped-up dance floor into the early hours. Yet, if late-night parties aren't your thing, or if you partied too hard the night before, there is another way. Seek out one of the more laid-back beach clubs in Mykonos, where good food and quintessential Greek island views take center stage. In Mykonos, the choice is yours. Whatever you're in the mood for world-class sushi, Cycladic-led fare, or small tavernas tucked away on the sand, Mykonos has it all, and more. Some of the island's big hitters include Zuma Restaurant and Buddha Bar, poised and perfectly primed with sea views for a world-class island dining experience as the sun sets. But the beautiful thing about Mykonos is that, despite its rise to global fame, this is an island that has never forgotten its more humble beginnings. Locally run restaurants are at the forefront of its dining scene and tend to weather the test of time better, too. Look to Katrin for 50 years of family-run history, rises to dine on a typical Myconian farmstead, to Myreo for a much-loved taverna experience, and Fokos for freshly caught seafood at a beach that's still flying under the mass tourism radar. Consider why Mykonos became so popular in the first place. Yes, it might be in part thanks to the spotlight that was shown on it by the IT names of the 60s and 70s: Jacqueline Kennedy, Grace Kelly, Brigitte Bardot, and Marlon Brando. But it's mainly because of its natural beauty, namely its beaches. While many of them today are lined with fun-loving, hedonistic, crowded beach bars and clubs, there are still a lot of untouched beaches in Mykonos if you know where to look. Once you're done with the late-night beach parties, hire a car in search of relative seclusion. On the south coast of the island, you'll find Ilia, a favorite for nude bathing. In the east are Kalaftis for windsurfing and Lia for scuba diving. And in the north is Agios Sostis, where rugged hills tumble down onto fine sands. Experience true Myconian hospitality at Rise's Folklore Farmstead, a working farm that stays true to the island's age-old culture and shares traditional practices with guests. Family-run Rises, which means roots in Greek, is a true representation and recreation of a decades-old Myconian village, with vineyards, horse barns, a vegetable garden, a cheese workshop, a wood oven to make bread, overnight rooms, and a chapel. There's a restaurant you can visit for home-cooked food, but we'd recommend making a day of it. Take part in a traditional bread baking or cooking class before touring the farm, meeting the animals who call it home: cows, sheep, chicken, and horses, as well as taking on some of the day-to-day tasks of a farm, egg collection and vegetable picking included. Not only you will come away with a greater understanding of the island's history, culture, and traditions, but you'll also enjoy your dinner that little bit more, knowing exactly what's gone into it and feeling like you've earned it.